Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Nico. For today's practice, you're going to need a yoga block. You can also use big books bound together if you don't have a yoga block, and a bolster. So I happen to have a bolster, but if you don't have one, you can make one by rolling up a big blanket, or I took a pillow, folded my pillow in half, and then rolled my pillow up in a blanket. And that's another way you can just DIY a bolster at home. This is kind of a smallish blanket. So I fold the pillow in half, place it on the blanket, and then kind of wrap it up like a burrito. You can also just use the pillow folded in half by itself if you like. And that's how it looks after I've wrapped it up. Just a little makeshift bolster. So go ahead and grab your bolster or your pillow or your rolled up blanket and your block and place them by your mat. And today's practice is just kind of a restorative, almost a yin yoga class, as we're holding the poses for a long time and using the props. So come to a seated position, hands resting on the knees, palms facing upward. And we'll just begin with a couple minutes of breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Second inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And we're coming back to our natural breath. Just preparing our mind and body for a nice, relaxing practice. Feeling free to set an affirmation or an intention for your practice at this time. And that may start with I am, I will, or I choose. So on your next inhale, go ahead and open your eyes, grab your bolster, and we're just going to come into child's pose on top of the bolster. So just cozying up behind the bolster, bringing it between our knees, and then relaxing down onto the bolster. Arms can rest on either side, and we're resting on the right side of our face first. Feel free to place a block underneath the hips if you need even more elevation. And on your next inhale, just rest on the left side of your face, just switching sides. And on your next breath, begin to come off of the bolster and we'll come to a supported Thunderbolt pose. Grabbing your block, bring it in on whichever side you need to, lowest, medium, or highest side, as it comes underneath the hips. Feet are facing behind you. You're kind of sitting back on your heels and just letting your hands rest on your knees. If you need any more elevation than this, you can even sit on top of the bolster or sit on the end of the bolster. And if this is just hard on your knees in general, feel free to come out of the pose and maybe just come down to cat-cow. Let's go ahead and add a neck stretch. So take your right hand, letting your fingertips come to the ground, and drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Just getting a neck stretch while we're in this position. Come back to center and drop your left hand down, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. Same thing on this side. On your next inhale, lifting the hips up, remove the block, and you're going to place the block along your spine. So I'm bringing it on the medium side, letting the legs extend out in front. You're going to fall down over the block. So you can let the top of your head rest on the ground for a supported fish pose, or you can bring another block underneath your head, or bring the bolster underneath your head. Just being sure to do what's comfortable for your head and for your neck to make sure that you're supported if you need it. This pose is a great chest opener. A great chest opener, shoulder opener. And we're going to be here for a couple minutes. So again, just make sure that you are comfortable. On your next inhale, go ahead and remove the block, gently coming up as you remove that block from underneath your back. And we're going to roll down to our back and come to a supported bridge pose. So grabbing the block again, bringing it up to whatever height level you like. I have mine on the medium side. And just kind of placing it underneath your sacrum, kind of in that space between your lower back and your hips. Letting your head relax on the ground. Your palms can be downward or upward, again, depending on your comfort level. Take an inhale, remove the block, exhale back down to your back. We're going to grab our bolster and bring it underneath our knees as we come to a supported reclined bound angle pose. Now I found this bolster to be a little bit tall, so feel free to use your pillow, or if you have one that isn't as big, use that. You can also take a block and bring it under each one of your knees. Your feet will come together and your knees will fall open. Just a slight hip opener here. Take an inhale. Exhale, go ahead and roll the bolster away. And you'll hug your knees into your chest, making sure that block is nearby. Hugging your knees to your chest, rocking side to side a little bit. Release your left leg to the ground, right knee stays hugged into your chest. Bringing the block over to the left side, we're going to let our right knee cross our body and rest on that block as our right arm extends out to the right side and our gaze follows that right arm. You can also let your gaze be straight up to the ceiling if facing this way isn't comfortable on your neck. And this is just also a great way to modify this twist in any practice. If you need a little more support or if you find it difficult to bring your knee down to the ground when you do these spinal twists. Take an inhale. Exhale, release back to center, hugging the knees back into the chest. This time, go ahead and bring your block over to the right side. Left knee hugs in. Then bringing the left knee over to the right, letting it rest on the block. Left arm extends out to the side, letting your gaze follow the left arm, or again, looking straight up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, release, letting the feet reach the corners of your mat, palms facing upward, the feet fall open. Coming back to your breath. Just bringing your attention to your breathing. And on your next inhale, roll over onto your right side. Taking a quick moment for gratitude. Then begin to roll up to a seated position. Sweeping those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, float them down to heart center. Namaste. Feel free to stay here longer if you would like to come into a longer Shavasana. Comment down below letting me know what you think of this practice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Peace and love.